ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I'd like to talk to you on the subject matter, hypocrisy. The inability to forgive. These things seem to have been on my mind a lot lately. And I'm thinking about the society we live in. As spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I find it necessary to interchange my ideas with those of others as often as I recognize something that's different. And the sole purpose is that I can be better qualified to speak to the issues that concern all of us as human beings that's connected to the creative power which we call, or I call, God. And I'm so proud to say today, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes we ought to put judgment aside. Judgment aside. Just put it all aside, all across the board. Because we are all guilty of something. Our crimes, our vices, they all individually might be different from one to the other. But nevertheless, we've committed them. We've engaged them. And none is no lesser than the other. We are all violators. All violators. And we are not judged or given an award by our ability to come close, to come almost. I heard somewhere that 99.5 just won't do. That we have to be good. We have to be there all the way. 100%. Nothing less. Because in a situation like this, we represent the Creator. And anything less than 100% cause the Creator to look unable, however you want to look at it, to feel a need. And that is just impossible. So the failure will not be with the powers that be or the powers of God. It'll be with us. So I'm saying we've talked about homosexuals. You got your ideas about them. They've all been established within us through our environment. We really have no idea. We really have no feeling one way or the other outside of what we've been trained to think. But the truth of the matter is, what is our vice? What is the thing that others look down on that represents our activities? To make a long story short, whatever you have done, you know what it is. You might think nobody else knows. But I would say some things to you that I'm going to have to bring you back to today. Wait a minute. We go out for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, because I want to say some things I don't want to say in front of you. Please. I'm asking my grandbaby if she'll just leave out for a couple of minutes so I can say some things to you that I really want to say to you in just a minute. Yes, Cheyenne?
Hello, my name is Cheyenne. Make sure you trust your heart, whatever you do. Help God retrieve the earth.
Okay. Come on. We go out for a second.
And that you help the earth to stay alive and the world you retrieve. I love everybody. Amen.
Come go there and talk to your daddy for a few minutes, okay? I need you to. Oh boy. You got a chance to experience that. You know how it is when you're nice. People usually take that as a sign of weakness, even your little grandbabies especially. Let them say hi to you. They fell in love with it, want to become a part of it. But that's all right. Now what I want to say to you is this. When you start talking about homosexuals, you're talking about people who engage with their own kind. Reasons that if you don't do it, you just don't see it and you can't justify it. But you'd be surprised at the number of you who consider yourselves that are not gay, who have indulged in these festivities with those that are. You would be surprised. And for all kinds of reasons. Reasons such as economics, and I think everything kind of ties to economics in one way or another. But meaning from using one's car, from getting paid, or getting a piece of chicken. Chicken and gravy. Many of you talk about stuff like that. Many of you have had sex with dogs pigs, horses. If you haven't, you know somebody who has. And even if you don't, somebody in your family has. All of us have been touched by these things. But it is not, it's only a problem now if it keeps us from going forward. What we must do is understand always, ladies and gentlemen, what brings these anxieties on. As long as there's an excuse, then it's justified. As long as there's an excuse, it's justified. You must eliminate the excuse. And the way to eliminate the excuse is to come together, to do it together, to fill in the gap by being there. It is called unity. One for all and all for one. We are the world. And allow nothing to come in and say that for any reason to separate us, to divide us, to make you, to steal the system. Well, you take away the excuse. No one will be able to manipulate money. Put it right on the table. No one will be able to manipulate money and use money as a way to destroy mankind, to get mankind's view on money rather than the power of unity. With unity, we can all have whatever money can buy. But money divides us. Money makes some of us, make the 1% the richest in the history of the world. Money does it. Money allows that to happen. Money, keeping your eyes on money, trying to get it yourselves and having it manipulated, allows that to happen. But unity, one for all, there's nothing that money can do that unity cannot do better. I'm telling you, this is why I've been trying to speak to you the last 30 years of my life. Because I know that what I'm telling you is true. When I see babies crying and their bellies pushed across the world because they're hungry, they're sick, laying out in the mud, eyes all covered with flies, no health care, and I'm thinking about the human race. I see people on TV all the time, big people, important people, represent the big news, represent the big agencies. They got big names, and they are being interviewed. I never see any poor people being interviewed like me, who can tell you a different line of thought, who can tell you from the root causes, speaking from it. But they have these guys, and they seem to be so dirty. They seem to be so low down. Now, many Democrats who seem to be the best of the parties, who seem to be the most caring. I don't care that much, but they seem to be the most caring. Can't be looking ugly when you know the truth and hear them respond to the situation. But imagine what conservative Republicans sound like. They have been trained, from my perspective, to sound like the ugliest, low down, as dirty as human being can be. That's what I see when I hear them speak. Because they don't know, they don't believe that everybody can be prosperous. They don't believe that there are systems that promote that. They do not believe that it's a good thing for it to happen. They've been trained to believe just what you hear them say. And yet that's what we put before us. This is about putting God, whether you like it or not, putting God first. And how do you know that you're putting God first when you put people first? You in the mix, you're just as important as all the people on the face of the earth. And all the people on the face of the earth together are no more important than you. So this is a one on all on one thing. This is a marriage between us as human beings. And let's create a new America. Let's create a new world. Not like the out in secret, who have usurped the powers of the people. Not, we call those crooks. At least we don't know what they're doing. Everything is in secret. They hide everything. Strange things happen. It sounds like the enemy of truth to me. Sounds like something you want to get rid of. And even if you don't want to get rid of it, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like something that's so far-fetched from that beauty that comes from unity till it should be just forgotten and not even thought of. And no way can it have any force, any movement in this new the world that you and I, by the power of love, which is an expression of our love for God. And you can see it in every last one of us and the human beings all over the world, because they smile every day and they're glad and happy people. I'm Eddie Marcus. Now, I don't mind being the President of the United States if you agree that this is what you want and this is what you're willing to work for. And I want this to be real in you, so when they kill me, each of you will wake up ready to take that next step in the shoes of peace, in the shoes of prosperity, in the shoes for joy. Any of you, and not ever pick up a gun or be violent in any form or fashion. It doesn't work. It is the tool of the enemy. And for this movement, it can never be used. They will kill to get. We will die before we will allow it to happen. There's a benefit. And that's a main secret. That's a secret that only God can share. Because once you know it, you'll be the only one that believes it. No one else will. I can guarantee you that. So until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying, bye-bye.